I'm Amanda. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over our curriculum plan for the school year and the resources that I plan on using. First off, our family dynamic is we have 5 children, 4 whom are homeschooling. So I'll have a 5th grader, twin girls, which will be in 2nd grade, and a kindergartner, and then a newborn thrown in to spice it all up. And so a fun age group to work with. We are also year-round homeschoolers for the most part. We do take off a short summer break, usually 3 weeks to 4 weeks, where I can plan and get our printables and things like that for the school year and get that together. We are also Charlotte Mason inspired. We love the living books literature and all of that has to offer. We also are a little eclectic as well. We love a workbook here and there to help me out for ease. We also are a little bit of unschoolers as well, as far as self-directed learning. If they're interested in a subject, then I want them to run with it, because when they're interested, that means they're going to learn deep learning as opposed to mile wide, inch deep learning. And so I'll let them run with that as well. We also only homeschool 4 days a week. You moms who can do 5 days a week, that's a total wow factor to me, because by the 5th day I am done with school. And we usually do an errand day where we go to the library and the grocery store or the post office, wherever we need to run, and we'll throw that in there. And I think that's good too, because it gives them some life school learning. Sometimes I'll have them bring a notebook and pencil along and add up groceries, things like that. So I think that's good for them to get, not just to have written work, but to have life work and life skills as well. So that's why we have chores and baking class and things like that added in, because I think that's just as important. School shouldn't just be about book work, because when the children get older, they need life lessons. They need to know what to get at the grocery store, what are healthy options, how to cook a loaf of bread, things like that. They need to know that. So we count that as school as well. So I'm going to go over what resources we are using for this year. Okay, so here you can take a look at our schedule here. And this little thing here, this is just a folder that I use as my planner. I had a homeschool binder like you see on all the moms have on Pinterest, but it was so big and bulky that I did not like it. I like this so much better. And then as you can see, I put a sheet protector up on the top and just taped it where I can slide in my schedule. So as you see, Monday through Thursday, we have time schedules on there, but we don't always stick to those. Those are just estimations. I do, however, like to start at 10, no later than 10. So sometimes we'll do a rotation, but we always have Bible, memory work, trifold board, and calendars. And I'll show you what that is in just a minute. And then we go on with our independent learning, and we'll start a mom rotation where I do 10 minutes. I'll set the timer and spend with each child going over things. So I go with the youngest first. So my kindergartner on Mondays will do his kindergarten workbook and activity book. And then on Tuesday is where we do more fun things like puzzles, Play-Doh, stamps, and then we'll do read with mom. And then once again, we'll go back, and then we do that. We do a rotation. Olivia and Ken are in 2nd grade. Now my rotation, I think I'm gonna keep them together since they're both in the same grade and they'll be doing the same work. But we'll see. I might have to do it each. We'll see how that works. And so on Monday, they'll do handwriting, math, and read with mom. Tuesday, explode the code, math, and then an Alvin and Amelia workbook, and I'll show you that. Once again, the rotation starts. Landon, 5th grade, he's my last. He can read on his own. He's independent, so he can go as far as he can by himself, and then I'll just come to look over his work. So he'll do his spelling wisdom copy work, his math, and then his history. And then once again, Tuesday, we'll do spelling wisdom, the dictation aspect of it, math, history, and then Wednesday, cursive, math, science, Thursday, cursive, math, read with mom. Even though he's in 5th grade, I still have him read with me to make sure any words that he needs help on, he's learning the correct way to say them and read them. And then we move down 12 to 1, lunch and recess. Like I said before though, this time it could be 12:30 to 1:30. So that's just an estimation. Everyone does that, then they do a short recess. And then we always have an hour quiet time where they can take a nap or they can read books. But they're not allowed to get up or move around. Then at 2 p.m. we do read aloud tea time where everybody gathers around. They can get a cup of hot tea if they like. And then we'll have a read aloud focus. This is where our family school is taking place, right here. Well, I mean, it is up here too, but once again. So on Monday during our read aloud time, I'm going to read books about character. And this is a big aspect of our homeschool every year. I'm a firm believer in teaching character because it is vastly missing from this day and age. History, we're going to read our read aloud literature for history. Science and nature, read aloud books for that. Thursday, project learning. This is where they're going to be doing projects or notebooking on what they've learned this week. Meet with mom, and I'm going to check all work from the week. This is mainly for my oldest guy because my little ones, I'm going to see what they're doing. My oldest one, he'll have a lot of extra work thrown in there that I'm not going to be right there with him, so I'll check that. Extra activities. This is a big one because we're not big believers in media. We let them do 10 to 20 minutes of PlayStation every day, and then sometimes we'll watch a show together, Fixer Upper or whatnot at night. So they need a little bit of extra activities. So they can pull something from our activity bin, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. And then puzzles or games on Monday, sketch Tuesday on Tuesday, watercolors on Wednesday, projects on Thursday. All right, so that's a little bit of that right there, and then you can see our calendar, and I get this from 5js.com. Every year I get their calendar because I love how she does it. Okay, so this year I have ordered a pocket chart calendar to work with my crew, and especially for my kindergartner with numbers. I think a calendar is so important. And so as you see, the numbers just move. It's also English and Spanish. So as you see on the back, Junio, or Junio, I'm not sure how you say that. And then hot, caliente. They have the Spanish words on the other side. And so we'll be doing that along with our Speedy Spanish to work on as well. And so that's a fun thing we're doing this year. Also, my trifold board. I saw this on Pinterest, and they used it for the classical school. They used that, and so I like the idea because I didn't want a bunch of things on my wall. So this way, I can just put it on here, and we have sheet protectors taped on, and so this just moves when we're ready for the next picture. It just moves out, and I put the new one in. And so this is for our August picture study, Spanish, some memorization, our prayer wall. I love this. We had an aspect of this before in our school, but I would forget to do it. And so right here, it's here every day for us to do. Scripture memory, we do that with the memory box. I have it in another video, but I like it displayed here as well. Presidents, we've been memorizing the presidents for a couple years now, but they have a face to go with the name. And that's just a placemat I ordered off a Rainbow resource. Vocabulary words to remember, a number chart, mainly for my little guys, character resource, and Bible. And so the best part about this is it folds up, and it can tuck in and hide behind there. And there you go. So I love that. That's just a great idea to me. This is our we call it a morning basket, but we use it in the afternoons now. This is where I keep all of our living books literature. I keep my Bible and some of my mom books in here as well. But when we do our read aloud time for our read aloud focus, where we do our family work in the afternoons, this is where I keep the books. And so right here, our history that we're doing this year as a family, it's the American History Stories by Mara Pratt. And so I've got all 4 volumes, and I'll show you a little inside here. These are great because they're simple. And this will work as a great spine. And then we'll get books at the library, picture books and chapter books to fit in there to read along. And so these are great. So we're going to be doing that. Also, this is Rod and Staff, their science for 2nd grade. And I'm going to be using this with all of my children, but the activity sheets in there I'll use with my 2nd graders and my kindergartner. And as you see, well, you read about it, and then they have an activity sheet that goes along with it. And so I went ahead and made printables, and I keep it in this file folder back here, and then I'll just hand them those. And so I'll read it with my 5th grader as well, but he will not do the activity sheet unless he just wants to. He has something else he's doing, and I'll show you that in a minute. Here's the little teacher book that goes along with it. Also for science, we're reading this, and I got this from an Instagram mom. She showed me what she did, and I looked him up, and I just loved it. And so these are John Hudson Tyner, and I also have the World of Astronomy book as well. And so we're just going to read this aloud as a family and do any projects together. And like I said, this is where I keep the printables for them to do, and I'll just keep them in there and pull out the sheets as needed. And so that's where I keep these. And also, I want to show you, sorry, let me put that down. I get these books from Rod and Staff, and these go along with our character. We do the Miller Family Series storybooks for character, but we also use these. These are their little jewel books, and also just some random books I liked from there. And the reason I like these are mostly Mennonite, Amish-like books, but the reason I like these is because they're simple. It's simple life, and also they're very respectful of their families, their mom and dad. Everything is geared towards family, being sweet, being kind to one another, the Bible. And so, I don't know, I know some people probably make fun of me for using the Mennonite readers a lot, but I honestly don't care. I think it's putting something inside my children. It's showing them how to be sweet to one another. And so we do a lot of those kind of books here. And especially with my little guys, we'll do these. A Boy to Help and Helping Mama. It shows the little girls how to help mama or little boys. Baking Day, Waiting Patiently, About Time, things like that. And so I love them reading these kind of books. Sweet and simple.